Hello Aries, welcome to the Tourmaline Tarot. We're going to see what's cooking for you for the second half of February. We're going to start off with the Gypsy Witch. I think initially you're worried about authenticity and if someone is for real. And if not that, then I think you are more concerned with not sitting on your butt. You're more concerned with doing things the right way, staying on track, and whatever new cycle you're starting, you're not going to get complacent with the pigums, because the pig can mean, like, you know, he's fed every day, farmer comes, he knows he goes out in the pen on this time, you know, it can be real routine. So getting what you want requires a level of vigilance that I think you are prepared for. I think whatever was with the kitty cats sitting on the surface before, it's not good enough, so you're transitioning into this more focused phase of stuff. The metal, yeah, it's getting what you want, it's getting the recognition in the right way, it's moving on, you know, trains don't go off the track, they stay the course. They have a schedule, they show up at a station at the right time, you know, and so you can be happy with this pig energy. You know, it's you know, because pigs, they say they're fat and happy, you know, pig and slop, etc. So it doesn't have to be that negative connotation. You might need to kind of switch the way you see stuff, that it's okay to be happy. Like, you can let your guard down for a hot second. So what is this metal? Give me one more on the metal and then we'll talk tarot. Okay, well, that's a whole kit and caboodle. I am going to take it because what are we going to get recognition on? The key is always kind of my duh card, because you're like, oh, a key, open stuff, no kidding. But here we have the Cupid, and the Cupid is not tricky, but it's love. But look, he still has to stab you. That is still bleeding. That's still not a good time. But I think there's a level of faith with this clover that you've almost done the work, and now you're waiting for what you want to kind of come into being, because you've put the work in, you've put the dedication, you're almost waiting for the universe to kind of meet you halfway and you know, bring you all this stuff. So the key is just kind of having faith, staying the course, changing your mindset a touch, that like it's okay to chill a little bit. I mean, like I said, don't rest on your laurels, but you know, it looks good so far. So that's like the nitty gritty. Let's get into the tarot and talk emotions if you want. So we have Three of Wands. There's that waiting element, that like, okay, and you know, she's got her mop, she's ready to clean house, you know, she's ready to get into it. It's the Housewives Tarot. I love this one. So what else are we waiting on? What are we talking about here? Two of Swords, making a decision. Once again, she has her eyes blindfolded. So is there something that you're not seeing? Is there something that you're kind of blinding yourself to, or blocking off because you're like, I don't want that. I'm waiting for like it's almost like, you know, it's almost like the buffet, and you're like, oh, I don't want that. Oh, I don't want that. I want to see what's down the line. I want to see what's down at the end of that buffet. But by the time you get there, your plate's empty because you just said you didn't pick anything. So like, you're kind of hungry at the end and you got to start all over again. Me, on the other hand, I was like, this, and I'll have this, or that. So here we have the Five of Swords, and it's putting you in this kind of, you know, a little confused, a little defensive. People aren't quite sure how to take you, you know, because are you being serious? Or are you being flighty? Which way are you going? We'll clarify that. But I think it's funny, these threads are all around it. It kind of all ties it all together, whether you like it or not. So give me one for the outcome. Give me one, baby. Nine of Swords. Could you get out of your head a little harder? Remember how I said there's like that, I don't know. This wants to go on the Five. Nine of Pentacles. You feel like, you know, it's that go it alone vibe where you're like, okay, I'm fine, I've got this. But do you? So let's do Nine of Swords. I do want to, oh wait, I'll shut up before I say anything. Okay, now I can say it. So you have two nines, which means you're kind of at the end of the line on whatever this process is. So buckle up, Buttercup, because you have the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups with the Magician. So once you kind of get your footing back and, you know, you kind of get your emotions sorted out and you feel like you're a little more grounded and, you know, this dude's happy, like a little more in control of things, you wind up with the Magician. And that Magician is the one who's able to, you know, sell you that hotty toddy washing machine there. And he makes stuff happen. So you're in a phase where you got to flip the switch a little bit in these next couple weeks of, you know, maybe you don't have to go it alone. Maybe, or actually, maybe you do have to go it alone a little bit because people don't get it quite yet. They don't get it yet, is what I'm kind of feeling here. Ace of Cups and Queen of Pentacles. So if you've got the Queen of Pentacles back here, King of Pentacles up here, this is the start with the Ace. So this vibe of, you know, you're bringing more people into the circle. You're bringing more ideas into the circle. You're kind of bringing things into fruition. You kind of have to tease them up a little bit, but I think you'll get there. And I do just want to point out on the bottom, 6 of Wands, 4 of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. Remember how I said that it's kind of that vibe of like you're waiting for the universe to kind of meet you halfway? Well, it's gonna. So, you know, you kind of have to just, I hate to say trust the process because that's so dismissive. You're like, I have feelings though. But those feelings are warranted. Actually, I'm going to pull one on this Two of Swords just to see. What is this Two of Swords about for Aries here? Okay. I'm like, oh, and that 4 of Wands and 6 of Wands came out. So yeah, you're worried about the stability, the, you know, being successful, how that looks, how does that manifest itself for you? And I think you don't quite see it yet because you might have one idea, but the things that are coming along are going to be a little different than what you expect, but ultimately you are able to make it happen. So I would get out of that 9 of Swords energy, get out of that 9 of Pentacles, you know, and just see, you know, have a little, like I said, faith in the process, see how it shimmies out, see what happens. So I do want one from the first Oracle deck, Fertility, Abundance, Expansion. You got Garnet. Drawing this card signifies you will find the necessary strength and creativity to realize the changes you need to make. Call upon your deep innate strengths to clear the path ahead. Yeah, so get out of your head, Aries. I know you're super action oriented, but ease into it, you know, like pump the brakes if you have to. Let people help you. All right, Aries, that's it for the second half of February. Until then, I'll talk to you later.